Hello guys, before this video starts, just gonna say today music has been brought to you by Audio Library, and this song is called 10 Sleepless Nights by Olivia. Now, as you can see, I already uploaded my previous file, so I'm going to start there. As you can see, also I'm in Blender game engine. So what do we need? Well, in this video we are going to skim over some abilities, which are character, navigation mesh, and static. So firstly, character is more of a, how should I say, it is an additional option for any object that we have and want to be a player, because it will allow us to modify its jump height, its speed and so forth. So this is good for whenever we wish to create a character more like Mario. We wish to modify how far and how long, how far he can jump and how long he can stay in air and something like that. It is rather interesting because it skips additional programming. It's basically a shortcut for character creation. Of course, we can use a static, we can use even a dynamic body for that, but yeah, it's an option. Now the second one is more interesting, and it's called navigation mesh. Now navigation meshes are very interesting because they help our artificial intelligence to basically plan out where the object is going to move. Now for this, there are a couple of ways you can do this, but for now we need to go and create an object. For instance, plane. And in edit mode I'm going to scale this. And I'm going to subdivide it a couple of times, should be nice. One more. So, as you can see, I wish to delete certain faces. This should be it. Oh, it's not important. If you're interested how I selected more than one face, I was just holding the shift key and pressing the mouse button. Now deleting faces. And we're back to object mode. We're going to say this is our navigation mesh. As you can see, navigation meshes get additional coloring, basically showing certain aspects that are needed for our artificial intelligence. So what is this navigation mesh going to do? Well, if I put it in relative position, that is basically something like this, and I create an additional body, told him that to use this navigation mesh, I need a rather skinny one to pass this zone here, but it's not quite important. Basically, if I created a character that I wish to be, well, basically a robot or a zombie or something like that, and tell him not to collide with certain objects and like walls and so forth, this is the navigation mesh that will tell him what to do. So, for instance, if I created a character here that is supposed to go to my character here, he will, because there is no path here, he will go this way around. Basically semi-intelligent, which is rather interesting because it is a fast way to create an AI. Now, this is just a demonstration. In later tutorials we will see more what this ability does. And the last one is static. Now, static is rather interesting because it allows you to modify it. However, it will not be a good, it does not have any good collision meshes, and in order to fix that you have to create a lot of sensors. For instance, you want to create a bullet. A bullet by basis should be a static object or a dynamic object. Why? Well, if we create a, for instance, railgun bullet, which is not affected by gravity but goes in a straight line, The best way to do that is having a static object which has a motion modifier on itself, some way of moving it, and instead of a dynamic body, because in case of a dynamic body we have to modify its weight, in which terms it means that for a certain flight path it will start to decrease its height. Basically it will start to fall. So yeah, that's a way we need to modify certain things. Now static objects are okay to use because we can modify them more. However, they are sensor dependent. Unlike the dynamic bodies will fall to the nearest static object, or basically are a plane and something like that. Dynamic objects can tilt, they can basically react with physics, while static objects will be solids in a way. So yeah, it's a dependency. Depending on situation, we can get a result or get an effect that we need, but basically, yeah. This is all for this tutorial, and I hope to see you soon.